Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. I'm Santi, that's Sancho, and I'll be the first one to tell you that the day that we retire this show, we will also probably come back because we'll probably need money and we'll make a quick, hasty decision to say, the retirement was just a joke. So just, we're forewarning you ahead of time. But when you see our retirement, it will also be a fake retirement. Just get used to it.
You hit the F5s and I'll rip my pants. We'll cover it all.
Yeah, all in one. Folks, welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different topics surrounding the world of the WWE today. Of course, you could be getting this podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else over on patreon.com/SantiZap. Over there, you get the Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews, PLE reviews, and so many other video series that we can never post on YouTube because they just get blocked due to copyright because we use real footage over there. So go check it out.
Oh, no, it's all transformative.
All transformative, of course, WWE. All transformative with our opinions and thoughts and educational material, of course. But Sancho, let's just kind of get talking right into like the main portion of the show. We're off the back of the, honestly, out of nowhere return of Brock Lesnar. And I say out of nowhere, I more so mean like kind of in the literal sense, because I know some people will be like, oh, you can never trust wrestling retirements. I saw this coming a mile away. I'm talking about the fact that it was like on a May 18th episode in a not like huge major market in a dead zone like hour of Monday Night Raw, not at the top of the hour, not to open the show, not the main event. You have seemingly in about as random a spot as you can get the return out of retirement, I guess, of Brock Lesnar, who mercilessly put an end to the very, very disappointing Oba Femi Open Challenge. Let's call it how it was. And now we are already getting Brock Lesnar, as Paul Heyman accidentally said, versus Oba Femi at Clash in Italy. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. Fake retirements. We got the continuation here. Is Lesnar going to be retiring at SummerSlam? Is this going to be a trilogy of matches? Why does everybody hate Gunther? Where do you even want to start here?
I think we start with a simple fact that at the end of the day, this really hurt Mania. Truthfully, Mania 42 was the only thing that was positive of WrestleMania 42 was Brock Lesnar's retirement from at the hands of Oba Femi. Right there, hard stop. At that moment's gone, and that sucks.
I agree.
I think that's what hurts the most, because that Mania 42, we could always go, at least Oba retired Brock, and that was awesome, right?
I agree with you. Like, I'm not ultimately like upset that Lesnar is back or anything like that. I'm just saying that like if the plan is for Lesnar to retire at SummerSlam, they're not going to do it better than they did at WrestleMania. They're just simply not. The WrestleMania retirement, call it a ruse or not, whether it's like Lesnar did retire and maybe they just came back with more money to try and get him out of retirement. It won't be better than what happened at WrestleMania, because at WrestleMania it crowned Oba Femi, but it was also, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, did it not feel about as Brock Lesnar of a way to go out as possible? When people were expecting more, there's probably more pyrotechnics, fireworks, thank you Lesnar, a full retirement tour, a TKO advertising, the ever-living daylights out of a retirement match as we've seen already in the past, only for Lesnar to be like, nah, I think I'm done. It just felt like about as Brock Lesnar of a decision as it could possibly get. Plus, we got that emotional moment between Brock and Paul Heyman in the ring. It just kind of felt about as on brand as it got for Brock Lesnar. And now, if the retirement is going to be at SummerSlam, now it's going to feel like a TKO WWE retirement. It won't feel like a Brock Lesnar branded retirement like we got at WrestleMania.
Always felt that when it comes down to what happened with Brock in authenticity, I think it was just a power play. Now, at the end of the day, we could say that. We could say that Brock was like, all right, I'll call your hand. I'll call your bluff, Santi.
Yeah.
I'll do what I think. He was like, oh, you won't pay me the money I think I deserve for SummerSlam? You're going to start asking me to get paid less and things of that sort? I'll retire right here, right now.
Yeah.
It really worked for him though.
Retirements are a nasty power play because you can't sue them for breach of contract, because if I can't mentally go, brother, I can't go. I can't perform my physical duties. I'm sorry, I'm retiring. And we see that sometimes happen in sports. But like the thing is that the difference is that in sports you can come back, I guess. We've seen it in the past before with the likes of Phillip Rivers recently in the NFL. But in WWE, retirements, depending on how they're done, can feel, but never are fully definitive. I will say with Lesnar, it felt definitive. I'll say that with Lesnar, it felt definitive because he does already have that FU money. Oh, you want to cut my contract in half? Nah, I'm just done. Like you said, a bit of a power move until maybe TKO capitulates and says, okay, fine, we'll give you the money so that you can finish out the rest of your contract so that you're feeling mentally ready to come out of retirement type of deal. I'll ask you this, because I had somebody write in about this for my hot takes videos, and they said that this is on the same level of I guess bad juju as fake injuries, and I just disagree, because fake retirements are kind of a pretty common angle to run in the WWE, right? Mark Henry, AJ Styles, but again, this felt real, leaving the boots, leaving the gloves. So maybe it can be a little bit of the bad juju of like doing something that could be seen by some fans in bad taste, making us believe one thing that's a very serious decision to finally leave and us giving you the standing O. But I do think that fake retirements are kind of a thing in WWE.
Well, I think this is different though, because I think what you're talking about is the angle of like, hey, I'm like the Mark Henry with the suit and AJ with the suit.
Yeah.
I think the reason why this one feels different is I don't think this was a WWE creative play. This was Brock taking the ball in his own hands. That's why it felt different. I think what your person that wrote in was saying is that basically if the WWE runs with it as if it was fake, the retirement was just a big ruse by Heyman and Brock Lesnar, and then that kind of makes you go, well, now we question everything, because I do feel that TKO doesn't care about traditions when it comes down to wrestling purists, right? It doesn't care about tag team wrestling. It doesn't care about retirement, what it means about putting the boots down and all those kinds of things, because clearly they keep bringing back Cena and all that kind of capacity and whatnot. And in this case, they don't care about that Brock Lesnar did all that. They're like, man, that was just a heel thing. And at the same time, when you think about with Seth Rollins' fake injury and things of that sort, all that just bucks the traditionalists, I think, in a lot of sacred rules and things that you don't change for the sake of a story. But I have to be on the other side of that, Santi, on the other side of the road, is how can you change people's expectations and buck kayfabe when tricking the hardcore fan base and tricking everybody that's seen? We've literally seen almost every storyline underneath the sun and every kind of swerve. And when something like this comes out, it was shocking. It was by far the best moment of Monday Night Raw. It's a damn shame we can't react to it anymore traditionally in the sense. But I do feel that the WWE will continue to explore different ways to tricking people and making them believe in something.
And we do have that show, Unreal, that's kind of designed to, I guess, give us the inner workings of when they are trying to trick the fans, et cetera, et cetera. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a major angle in the next season of Unreal. I doubt that Lesnar did this for the sake of Unreal. I'm just saying that they're going to turn it into an Unreal angle. I definitely could see that being the case. Now, all right, so cat's out of the bag. Lesnar returns. He's back. He's facing Oba Femi at Clash in Italy. Give me your thoughts there. Like, in terms of him coming back after Oba Femi, what's the end result here? Because it does look... We can't ignore the fact that he has very expertly once again avoided Gunther. We cannot ignore that. Gunther, the favor has been cashed in. It's not to retire Lesnar. It's to go after the WWE Undisputed Championship. Is Lesnar's final run exclusively Oba Femi? Like, are we looking at a trilogy of matches that culminates at SummerSlam?
Look here, man. I've been enjoying this air-conditioned cart here on the Oba Femi train and the occasional snacks that come on down. You know, I get a
Salted
choice of the
pretzels
beverage
every now and
right?
then.
Yeah, I get the choice of the beverage, the bev, but I don't get it the can, right? Like you have there. I just get the little. You know what I mean? When
Oh,
they
I
pour it in
know,
the little
yeah, the
drink,
little
you're like,
plastic cup.
yeah, all right, I'll take that. The carbonation's all off. So what I have to say is, I do think that if it's not Oba in the trilogy, then damn dog, that Oba stock has taken a major hit. Is already taking a hit on Monday night because the WrestleMania 42 memory has been erased, has
Agreed.
been washed away. Good old Doctor Strange style when he said, "Hey, no one in the world knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man." By the way, when did that mess up with MJ and what's his MJ and Nate, or what's
Yeah,
his
yeah,
friend's
yeah.
name?
I can't remember his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
How would they
Nate?
know that they were friends all of a sudden? Like, wait a minute, the only connection was Peter and Parker and Spider-Man. Like, all of a sudden they're like, hey, and now we're good friends. But how did we become good friends?
Yeah, man, you're gonna have to take that one up with Doctor Strange, man. It wasn't me. It wasn't
So
me.
Doctor, we got Doctor Strange, and we're here to believe that 42 didn't matter, Mania. So what does that do for Oba? If Oba just has his match at Clash,
No,
if he has
you're
that
not making it a thing. You're not making
It
fetch
is.
a thing. No.
Clash, if that moment doesn't cumulate,
I'm sorry.
accumulate,
What?
if it doesn't end with a match at SummerSlam, then I'm worried for Oba Femi. Do you understand? I am worried, and I'm not even like an Oba Femi first classer here, brother. Aren't you worried for Oba Femi?
Well, I'm worried if the end goal is not him actually putting Lesnar out at SummerSlam, right? If they decide to go with something else, then yeah, absolutely, be worried, 1,000,000%. I will say it does feel like even off the back of WWE's poor execution of what we thought was the original retirement, the crowd reactions are still insane regardless of WWE's poor booking or lack thereof booking at for Oba Femi. He even got like the biggest reaction to Backlash, a show he wasn't even a part of, right? So I think the fan sentiment has carried Oba Femi throughout the month after the retirement of Lesnar. But now that retirement of Lesnar is gone, at the very least, the crowd engagement is still really high with Oba Femi. So I'm still optimistic from that regard. But I have to wait and see what the end goal is with Lesnar, because if it's still Oba Femi retiring Lesnar, then I think we'll be fine. If you really want to put the accent on this, exclamation mark on this, brother, is it impossible to think that Oba just sweeps Lesnar? That it's a 3-0? That he wins at Clash in Italy, and then Oba's about to win King of the Ring. Lesnar does a run-in, takes out Oba one more time to set up their match at SummerSlam and cost Oba King of the Ring and give it to, say, Braun Breaker or somebody else, right? And then one of those headlining SummerSlam matches, which could be the night 1 or night 2 headliner, could be the final attempt of Brock Lesnar to beat Oba Femi only to get swept. That could be really impactful as well. I'll tell you this, though. It can be impactful if they go 1-1 into SummerSlam. There's a huge upside to that. You want to know what that upside is? We can finally wash our hands of the Oba Femi undefeated streak. We can get rid of it. And it doesn't hurt Oba if he loses to Lesnar, if the plan is for him to get it back and retire Lesnar officially at SummerSlam. I like both scenarios so long as they end with Oba burying Lesnar at SummerSlam. That has to be the end goal in either of the scenarios. Sancho's holding up a 3 for our audio listeners.
3 letters. That stands for something. TKO is going to ruin all that, brother. What if the money is not there in Oba Brock at SummerSlam, and it's there for Brock and Gunther? That's where I feel that it is a what's the word I'm looking for? An agent.
Okay.
Agent that you cannot trust. Does that make sense?
I hear you, but I get where you're coming from, but I think you picked a bad example because Gunther is not really the guy that's making these crowd reactions or making insane noise right now.
I'm not talking about reactions. I'm not talking about that.
Isn't that a barometer of money, what you're talking about?
Not necessarily.
I agree, not necessarily, but it is a barometer. It's a measurement.
I think would you say that there is a greater investment in Gunther over Oba?
No.
No,
No, because
you
they've
don't think?
already invested so much. Oh, sorry. You mean in general already what's been
Yes,
invested? Sorry, I thought you
yes.
meant like it would be a more beneficial investment to invest
No, 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 no.
Lesnar's retirement on Gunther. Yes, there's already major investment in Gunther. You could say that there is a higher upside on what they've invested in Oba because he's on a much
Sure,
cheaper contract. He's got way more
sure.
runway left in the WWE. He's about 8 years younger than Gunther or something like that. So there's
Yeah.
a different type of investment there, right? Like when you, like when you buy, imagine buying a rookie Otani card, and you know, like this guy's gonna be huge.
The guy that beat the Blue Jays?
God damn it, yes, the guy that beat the Blue Jays.
Okay.
You know, like I just need to hold on to this longer, and it will be a better investment in the long term, even though I could buy and invest into a more expensive card in the moment now that isn't Otani. But I do believe that in the long term, there is a far higher upside ceiling for WWE investing in Oba than there is investing in Gunther.
See, that's where I said specifically 3 letters that did not say WWE. They said TKO, my friend.
I'm actually talking more
TKO.
TKO. I think
No.
TKO would rather the cheaper Oba contract.
I see that where you're coming from there, but I do believe that TKO would rather put their investments in a known commodity like a Gunther. Like that's already benefited for them in multiple ways, where they have the ability that this guy is somebody that could put down a John Cena, that could put down an AJ Styles, and that could put down a Brock Lesnar. I think that's what I'm talking about. That investment in the career killer could be something that's bigger than investing in Oba Femi, because I would say this: you cannot surpass what happened at WrestleMania 42 with whatever they have at Clash, at SummerSlam. Will never, ever, ever, ever pass what happened at WrestleMania 42. You can't do that. You cannot recreate the magic that happened at WrestleMania 42, no matter what goes down in my eyes, Santi. No matter if it's the sweep, it doesn't feel as impactful as the sudden retirement of WrestleMania 42 for Oba Femi, because I think you talked about the aura and all that kind of goodwill. The surplus of Oba Femi has happened because of everyone going like, dude, he retired Lesnar. Whatever happens with this open challenge, it don't matter. He retired Lesnar. Something's going to happen. That's going to matter. He's out there throwing away Los Caras. Like, it doesn't matter. He got Brock Lesnar. We're fine. We're cool. He's going up against us. Hey, doesn't matter. He got Brock Lesnar. But now he doesn't have that to hang on his hat on that hanger there, brother. So now we have to just go back to traditional feud. Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. Now that Brock is standing tall, does Oba eventually stand tall? Do they reverse engineer this where Brock just destroys Oba and even beats him at Clash? So that way we're just back to ground zero again afterwards. There's so many different avenues they can go here, but I always feel hesitant to buy into the trilogy because the WWE as lately, NTKO has go up. We have the story and
Yeah, I think that concern works more appropriately to guys not named Brock Lesnar. It does feel like Lesnar just sort of makes the call, to the point where he's able to hijack his own retirement and use it as leverage, as you insinuated. And listen, like, let's be real. Like, if they were negotiating this entire time to bring back Brock Lesnar, wouldn't they have and the intention from TKO or WWE was to run Gunther versus Lesnar? Why wouldn't you have waited on Gunther before shipping him over to SmackDown and narratively cashing in what the favor was? Because the favor's off the table, right? It's been used. We've been told this is the favor. Move to SmackDown, go after the WWE Championship. It would feel counterintuitive to believe that TKO wants to go with Gunther if they knew they were negotiating with Lesnar this entire time and they still decided, we're going to move on from this favor thing and go do something else. My headcanon now is that they've been negotiating with Lesnar this entire time. And yeah, sure, the Gunther match might have been there the whole time, but I have a feeling that they were just not expecting how insanely over Oba got. And they've had to pivot and say, sorry, Gunther, we cannot go forward with this match, this initial plan of you retiring Brock Lesnar. One, we're still negotiating with him, but two, it's very clear we have to go down the path of least resistance right now, which is just to ride the wave of Oba Femi. If the intention was Gunther, it wouldn't make sense to do what they did with Gunther, to ship him to SmackDown and utilize the narrative piece of the favor. Yes, Sancho.
Is this a safe place?
It usually is. Depends on the night, the day. If it's on Patreon or YouTube, depends.
This is not my safe place. I'm being a surrogate safe place. And one friendly friend of ours who recently celebrated her birthday, she didn't tell me. She asked me what was my birthday. I told her my birthday, and didn't she even tell me happy birthday on my birthday? What was up with that?
Nobody said happy birthday to you.
You didn't either because you banned me on X. You idiot. Denise brought up the fact that there is a scenario that she didn't want to manifest, but she did. You know, you don't want to say it because you believe it because it might come true. This is what she said, my friend. Who is challenging Cody Rhodes for the title at Clash?
Gunner.
And what if Brock Lesnar beat Oba at Clash? Would he be wanting possibly to end his career as a WWE champion?
I like the thought process. It makes sense.
And we're forgetting a very, very, very quintessential PLE between Clash and SummerSlam. What's that PLE?
I don't know.
Night of Noche de.
Oh, Night of Champions. Night of Champions. Yeah.
And where is that traditionally held in?
In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Do you believe there's two scenarios that can get here? Lesnar could win the title there and then face Oba Femi at SummerSlam for the title, which would be sick, right? That would surpass Mania 42 if Oba beats Brock, retires him, and becomes a champion at the same time. Damn.
Or, yeah, that's a double. Yeah, that's insane.
Or the other scenario is that he gets the title. They finish the trilogy of Night of Champions between Oba and Brock at Night of Champions. Brock goes on to face Gunther at SummerSlam for the title.
That I think, if anything, is a lot of wishful thinking for a heavy Brock Lesnar schedule.
Sure.
That's like, dang, you think we're gonna get that many Lesnar matches? I don't think so. That I think has almost too many moving pieces. I will tell you, I don't think it's impossible. I kind of
3 more matches.
Yeah, I kind of dig the idea, actually, believe it or not, of if let's say Lesnar wins at Clash and that gets him a match against Gunther for the WWE Championship. If Gunther wins, Brock Lesnar wins at Night of Champions, and then Oba wins King of the Ring, and then that's our triple our trilogy match. That's kind of sick too. I think that's a lot of wishful thinking. I do think it is just easier to get to the trilogy Sans title. And then allow Cody and Gunther and even Randy, who said he's just nursing, he's milking his injury, because we still have Randy wanting 15, right? Like, that's still in the ether. That's still somewhere. I'll never not laugh at that reference. Randy. It sounds to me, though, that, like, at the end of the day, the best case scenario, regardless of how you put it, title, no title, is Oba retiring Lesnar again at SummerSlam, albeit and I agree with you, it will not be as special as the impromptu retirement that they did at WrestleMania. It won't be. It cannot be.
Damn, dog. Why don't they just call us? You know what I mean? Hit us up, because we just painted you a summer of revenge tour for Oba Femi for losing at Clash and then going on a terror and running roughshod through the entire King of the Ring to get his rematch at Brock Lesnar for the title at SummerSlam.
Oh, that'd be sick. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be sick. That'd be a cool overall, like, just arc. And, like, talk about, getting behind Oba Femi for, chasing something. Right?
Yeah.
And which we haven't had him chase anything really since coming to the main roster. So that all of a sudden gives us a summer Oba Femi arc as he's trying to get back to the top of the mountain, get back at Brock Lesnar. And wouldn't you have it, the best way to get back at Brock Lesnar is now he's champion, win King of the Ring, and now I can double whammy it, beat him, retire him, and win the WWE Championship. That'd be crazy. That'd be absolutely bananas. I like it. I do like it. I'm not going to lie. But it's going to require people swallowing a nasty fistful of like, haha, Lesnar beat your favorite guy at Clash. And we know how the community is.
At what?
At Clash. And we know how the community is. You know, people will start burning their Oba Femi stocks.
Yes,
too
I know.
early if he loses at Clash in Italy. But it just goes back to what I said at the beginning of the show. I'm good with this path, win or lose at Clash in Italy, so long as the play is Oba beating Lesnar specifically at SummerSlam and retiring him. I also think, Sancho, if Oba were to win at Clash and then they don't follow it up with a sweep, by him winning again at SummerSlam, that also hurts Oba, because now all of a sudden Oba does not have any retirement. Neither the fake one nor the real one. None of them to help prop up his aura. So ultimately, for me to be pleased as one of the first classers in the Oba Femi train, regardless of how we get there, Oba's got to end Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. That's kind of like my put a pin in it type of deal.
I'm sorry.
What?
I just got this image of you as that guy in Dune. You know that big dude?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yes.
You're just sitting there going, I need to be pleased. WWE, please. You're so gluttonous, just sitting there like, this needs to happen for me to be pleased. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Dude, that movie's sick, dude.
I've always found it interesting because like they're good movies. I like them, but like I just don't feel like they have this crazy cultural impact. They kind of remind me of Avatar. Obviously, Avatar makes way more money, but like I think of movies that had this type of grandioseness behind them. Like think about like Lord of the Rings and the cultural impact of Lord of the Rings, the cultural impact of the Harry Potter movies, Star Wars. Yeah. I find that like these big franchises now, like Avatar and Dune, just have no cultural impact on society or Hollywood in general. I don't know. Just
may not be for our generation, but it could be like a future generation. You know what I mean?
But think about it. Okay, so I went to college. My first year was 2011. Avatar was already out, and it was already the biggest movie of all time at that point.
The big blue people, yeah.
The big blue people, yes.
Not the Airbender.
Not the Airbender. It was already the biggest movie in history. And in college, as you know, everybody puts up posters. There's posters in your dorm room or whatever. I didn't see. I had to see the poster. Clapping cheeks to hustle, loyalty, respect. You know what I'm saying? You can't see me.
It's like one of those those movies where they show the poster and then it cuts back to him. And he's like this.
Anyways, what I was gonna say is that I didn't see anybody with an Avatar poster. Scarface posters, Godfather posters, Harry Potter posters, Lord of the Rings posters.
What about that Japanese poster with the wave?
Dude, yes.
You know that one?
Yes, I know exactly the one you're talking about. Live, laugh, love posters. Never saw a single Avatar poster, brother. Not a single one. Anyways, just a little tangent on
so you don't
Sati's
think
dorm room.
You don't think there's dudes with Dune posters out there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think people are having Dune posters. Anyways.
They are in Fortnite, though.
Good for them. Good for them. I mean, we kind of already spoke on it, but we can kind of dive into it a little bit more. Clash in Italy looks insane. Italy. It almost looks like WrestleMania Europe, almost. It seriously does. And I guess to be fair, all of the clashes that they've had, wherever it is that they've been, they've kind of felt like huge cards. Whether it was the Glasgow one, Paris last year, the original.
Huge cards with the hometown person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah, there's been a lot of that. Yeah, for sure.
Clash of the Castle had Drew. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Drew had both the first two clashes, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this card's insane. As of the making of this podcast, we have 3 matches announced. We have the aforementioned Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar that we've already talked about, billed by Paul Heyman as the biggest rematch of all time. Then we have the Tribal Combat Oos between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu, and Cody Rhodes.
I missed the brain rot with the bloodline. It's so good.
Tribal Combat Oos. Dude, when they said Tribal Combat, my entire chat wasn't even we weren't celebrating the match. We were celebrating the return of the Tribal Combat Brain Rod. And then we also have Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Insane card, and it looks like they're going to be, because Jade mentioned it, at Clash in Italy. So adding Jade and Rhea would also be huge as a rematch from WrestleMania. Would be absolutely insane. This card is looking nutty.
What is the thing that Cody says? I'm easy to find
and hard
to beat off. Is that what he says?
Something like that, dude. That's our new brain rot. I told people to buy stocks on that brain rot of I'm easy to find and hard to beat.
That's it.
We always pause at the and hard.
Oh, Cody, dude, yeah, sick card. I like the idea of them adding a ladies match. Of course, I feel that Saturday's main event has some strange women's wrestling on there. You're like, okay, why are we having this 6-woman tag?
Three women's matches on the card.
That's awesome. I love it more, but I wish they made more sense.
Yeah, actually, all three of them don't really make too much sense. There's because we'll come back to Clash in Italy, but like from the women's cards, we have the women's tag match that there's just not that much excitement for. We have Sol Ruka and Becky non-title, which is weird, and then a 6-woman tag match that, like, if we were gonna do a 6-woman tag match at a premium show, why didn't you just make a Fatal Influence and have the return of Jade be here? Yeah, had the return of Jade be at that match. Anyways, Clash in Italy is insane though.
It's crazy because it's like, man, that'd be a great trip, man. Go to Italy, watch some great wrestling with a great crowd. By the way, we love the Italian crowd; they're amazing. And then be able to, enjoy, because they're gonna have Monday night over there too, right?
Yes. Really nice.
Yeah. I'm predicting some great times here. I think like
great times, good vibes.
And at the same time, Italy is gonna be paying for it so much. The Italian, they're gonna be hit so hard by the WWE hammer for money. It's gonna cost a lot of coin for them over there, brother.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna see if I can find tickets to see how much they are. Okay.
What's the currency in Italy?
They use the euro.
Okay.
Clash in Italy. I think it'll be on Ticketmaster. Maybe not. I don't know. WWE Clash in. Okay, here it is. Clash in Italy. Find tickets. I'm just on the good old Ticketmaster, so you know that they're gonna hit you with insane ticket fees. Okay. And I'm assuming. Wow, it is sparse on Ticketmaster in terms of what's left. There's nothing on the floor available, so like this thing is gonna be jam packed. I'm finding something in the 100s, row 13 in the 100. So with a
middle bowl.
Yeah, middle bowl. This is what is there? No, there's no way 460,000 euro is right. No, I can't be looking at that right. 460,000, or is that 460 euro?
Probably 460.
It's not. Yeah, that cannot be 460,000. Yeah, I think it's 460 euro. Yeah. Okay, so lower bowl is 460 euro. Not the greatest view. It's like a corner view. From the lower bowl, but yeah, I mean. So what, like almost $600 right now, lower bowl to get into Clash in Italy? That's pretty expensive in Italy. I'm gonna see if I can find some aftermarket ones, like just to see what floor seats cost. All right, it's not on StubHub. Anyways, yes, you're right. People are gonna be paying a pretty penny for the tickets there. As is always the case in Europe, you guys get absolutely rinsed. Not that North Americans aren't getting rinsed nowadays. I think everybody's kind of getting rinsed now, but it's especially bad in Europe.
I think the difference, though, is that last year you had John Cena.
Sure.
John Cena was doing his heel promos and the Bulgarian kids.
That poor Belgian kid. But
yes, he was Belgian. There it is.
At the very least, like if you're gonna be paying a ton of money for a WWE show, at least
this
for
is
a
the
card
one.
like this is the one, right? What else could they add here? So we talked about Jade and Rhea. I'm assuming 5 matches, right? That seems to be the protocol for these PLEs. What else could they add here that could be like really impactful?
I mean, I would love to have Julia out there, right?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But I believe SmackDown is in Italy as well. So they could just be saving it for. They could just do it there.
Yeah, because the Tiffany versus Julia match would be sick.
It'd be a fun environment for sure. You know, like
I know their chemistry is not the best, but still, the environment would be amazing for those two.
Yeah. I think that's the play. Like, if you want to create the best environment and get the most viral footage of crazy crowd moments, I think sending Julia out there, you know, draped, you know, in Italian colors, you know, with that being her heritage. Oh, brother, it would be a pretty sweet environment to see that.
Maybe you give her like, you know, that's where Kiana James and Julia break up. Somewhere like that. You know?
Oh, sweet young summer child. You think that they're going to break up in less than 4 weeks? It's going to take 9 months, brother. Get ready for a 9-month pointless bickering back and forth that eventually leads to one of them getting injured or released with no payoff. You actually think, you buffoon, that we're going to get a breakup on screen? Get a load of this guy thinking that we're not going to get unnecessarily long storytelling for this. Fool! How dare you think logically? We know what this is. You know where we are. This is going down the path of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, brother, and you know it.
Oh man, I was so bummed out when it's like, you know what? It's gonna be Seth Rollins versus Theory, and they're like, "Yeah, let's
mad,
go."
bro. I was so mad, so upset when that happened.
Even on Monday night had good matches. It just felt like that match for the main event. You were like, "All right, we'll just wait for Braun Breaker." Like, no matter what they do in the ring, Braun Breaker's coming out, and then that's where I feel like it would undercut a lot. But I would have to say, Vision works better when they're just buffoons, when it's just bros.
I don't know. I disagree.
Logan Paul. You don't like Logan Paul in theory? Just be like, yeah, let's go.
No, I liked it when it was scary Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, man, being like B&B security. Like Braun
Breaker going like, hey, I'm getting Braun Breaker making fun of Seth Rollins.
No, I absolutely do not like that. Not at all. You like that?
Do you like that? I don't. I feel it's weird to put Seth Rollins and Street Profits in a vortex together. That makes no absolute sense. But you know who else who's in that vortex? Yasuke back.
I was wondering why you moved out of the Clash in Italy topic. Was it just to get to this?
That's right, he's alive. Santiago, my boy, LA Knight's alive and well as I live and breathe. And guess what happened when they had that stare down between him and Seth Rollins? You know what was in the background? You know what face was on that truck? It was the fun of us, The Rock. Oh, yeah. That's talking about a sleeve that's been planted that will be watered and fertilized. You're going to get a program between LA Knight and The Rock. I mean, they don't do things on accidents, do you? That is not an accident. That is what the Bray Wyatt has always said. Follow the buzzes. The details are what will reveal the truth of the coming of LA Knight. And you know what? It was so funny just to see a grown-ass man who's like 250, built like a refrigerator, cut like a diamond, go, I'm leaving, and then just walk away with his little traveling suitcase. They're like, well, there goes LA Knight. I have no idea. Does that mean he's going to SmackDown? Does it mean he's going to NXT? Don't clue, but the man is gone. Didn't even come back and save Seth freaking Rollins. But we're doing great here. We're not worried. You ever worked at a job shift and the manager doesn't show up? And you're like, wait a minute, something's wrong. That's what happened. LA Knight hasn't shown up for a while, but we're okay. We're gonna continue operating here at the Glaze Factory, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Sancho. I mean, I'm glad you're getting something. You know, I'm glad that you've been thrown some scraps of food and you're like, no, thank you. This is so delicious, even though you've been given nothing but gruel, unfortunately, to munch on. Oh, like this was good enough for you? Oh, a segment backstage with the Usos, a segment backstage with Seth Rollins that leads to absolutely nothing.
With Rock on the truck.
Yeah, of course, because
very important.
Very important. Incredibly important.
And at the same time, you know, Jimmy and Jay, and he goes, oh, falafel ceremony, and he always makes.
All right, for real though, what do you think you're getting out of this? What are you getting out of this?
For real.
What are you getting out of this? What's the big match here for LA Knight? What's the big program? Because everybody he interacted with are people that he's not gonna be in a program with. What's the program here?
Let me look at my freaking show notes for this show. Let me look at the transcript. Have I said multiple times to you, Santi? It doesn't matter until Money in the Bank. You understand? I don't give a
There's
shit.
no
what
way
happens
you
with
still
LA.
believe it's Money in the Bank for LA Knight.
I don't care what happens with him from here to now. You understand? I'm playing with house money. It's all free money.
You're not playing with the house money. You're in debt. You're in crippling debt to keep this factory open.
I am in debt and with bliss because I know that big money check's coming down that corner, baby. You know what I mean? When you got that, you're just letting it roll. You understand? You know what that meme is? Of the people digging through the mine?
Yes.
I'm the guy that's still digging through that mine, and I know there's diamonds on the other side. You're that asshole that turned around a long time ago on the LA Knight, baby. I'm still pushing forward.
No,
I've seen your videos. I've seen your shorts. Oh, LA Knight gonna get released to AEW. I'm sure he'd be sure that Tony Khan. I see your dumb shorts.
Sancho, I mean, I respect your level of delusion here, and and this is what you got, man. This is your fuel at the moment. It is that delusion. You know, I like LA Knight. You know that I do. It's not I dislike LA Knight. I will not buy into the delusion. I will not.
Join me, brother.
No.
Join me on the Night's Watch.
No.
Join me on the LA Night's Watch. Join me, brother. Brother, that guy. You ever see?
My watch is ended. My watch is ended.
Not it. I'm gonna throw you over the wall. Then you have abandoned the Night's Watch. You will now be hounded down. Isn't that you can't abandon the Night's Watch, brother?
You can't abandon the only way out of the Night's Watch is to die, which is why the technicality of Jon Snow, when he died and then got brought back, he was allowed to leave the Night's Watch because he did die, because his watch ended and then he got brought back. That's it. Anyways,
you think he was a little different when he came back? Like, you think his poop was the same?
Jesus Christ. It's not. I mean, I would imagine that your poop would, to a degree at the very least, your first poop coming back from death has to be a little bit different.
No, you before you die, you let everything out.
Is that like confirmed fact? Like everyone shits themselves?
Just Google it.
There's no fact. Dude, I doubt it's a 100% shit rate. I'm sure there's people that do not shit themselves.
No, dude.
You think there's a mathematician somewhere out there? I do declare it is a 65 1/3% chance of shitting our pants upon death. It's the same lawyer of wrestling at school, apparently.
There's people out there new to the show that don't understand. We spent a whole segment breaking down Rikishi and the case of Pink Eye.
Dude, we spent like 30 minutes. That was so funny. Oh, good times.
Look,
good times,
man. Hey, look, LA Knight, we're fine. Do you understand? We're fine. Rumors are everything is fine. He didn't take a pay cut. He was just off TV just to be off TV. And there's a lot of people right now that are just off TV. Ilya Dragunov's off TV. There's so many people. Sheamus is off TV. Oh, stop it. Put it away. Wait, what is that muscle called? Like the little cut that you have.
That's the
like down near. No, I know, but you have one like down near the elbow, and then you have a cut like right next to it. It's like a little.
I mean, that's all part of the tricep. Yeah, it's three muscles, tricep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, dog. What's that? Kickback? What do you do? Kickback? What do you do?
I mean, I do a lot.
Yeah.
Triceps are way more important than biceps to work out. They're a much bigger muscle group, so you got to spend time on them. Whether it's compound movements like presses, or isolated stuff like pull downs and crap like that.
Okay. Do you do the little machine with the ball? You know what I mean? You just, instead of the little bar, you do the ball instead. You know, little. You know.
Do you mean like the rope? The rope?
Yeah,
that has the ball at the end? Yeah, I use the rope. Yeah. I don't ever call it the balls. I call it the rope.
I think you do.
I focus more on the shaft than I do the balls. Clearly.
I mean, that's why you have big forearms there.
That's what I do, brother. That's what I do. Big old shaft man here. Anyways, you know,
You're talking about Clash. We took a detour.
Liv Morgan's not on Clash, and I think that's gonna be a disappointment because she was so much fun in Italy, the Liv Elisa and all that stuff. Are you concerned for this championship reign? It kind of feels like they're just kind of rehashing all the mistakes of the last reign, which is waiting for an opponent that's injured, Okay, so like for those that maybe weren't around for that last championship reign or don't remember, Liv wins it from Becky Lynch. And then it's very clear that she's supposed to be feuding with Rhea Ripley, but Rhea Ripley is injured. And instead of having feuds in between, they just wait for Rhea Ripley to come back. And then once Rhea Ripley comes back, which was like 2 months after she won her championship, all they run for the next 3 months are Liv and Rhea matches, whether it's singles matches or mixed tag matches. There was, if you remember, the freaking cage match with Dom up there in the shark cage for like months, and months and months, and it left a lot to be desired in Liv's reign. I'm seeing a lot of similarities here. The person that they clearly wanted her to continue to feud with after WrestleMania, Stephanie Vaquer, is injured, and now they are just in stasis waiting for her return. Who knows when that's going to be? Meanwhile, there are so many women she could be having matches and feuds with that could have been a one-off. You know what I would have been down for? Why not do like Paige versus Liv at Clash in Italy? It seemed like they were kind of setting that up. You've got some European flavor there in Paige. A lot of the UK folk would have made that flight over to Turin. It would have been a dope atmosphere.
I agree.
Wow, look at us. Look at us.
In fact, I love it. I've wanted to say that because this is where I feel like the WWE has made a blunder and they put so much stock in that women's division for the tag team when they were doing just fine. They were doing just fine. And I get it, Santi. It was supposed to be you could look, but you can't touch. It was supposed to be the Brie Bella, Nikki Bella show, but Nikki Bella went down. And you could have that Mania. You got your Mania moment with Paige returning and becoming a champion. That's awesome. They could have dropped the titles a long time ago, but they keep booking them to be these savvy veterans that keep winning and they keep overcoming the odds. I thought this past Monday was the perfect place for them to lose against Judgment Day. You have Liv Morgan out there. You could have caused it. It would have been the perfect thing for them to cost the titles between Paige and Brie. And then Paige goes, you know what, Liv? I want your title at Clash. Oh my God. And then we would have been off to the races because Brie could go back and wait until Nikki Bella heals up and then, get all that going. And we would have had the singles page that we got and we would have had a banger match at Clash. Oh my God.
It would have been sick. But yeah, that's the problem with Saturday night's main event. It kind of it kind of handcuffs people, right? Because I will say, I agree with you. Had they not announced a match with irresistible forces,
yes,
because let's be real, I don't think that Judgment Day versus irresistible forces would have been particularly interesting. There's just no history there. At the very least, with Paige, at least Paige and Brie, they have something there with them. They won the titles from them. They've had some segments with them on SmackDown, so that match makes sense. But I would argue, hey, maybe we just didn't do that match. Maybe we just scrap that Saturday night's main event match and focus on building something bigger, giving the titles to Judgment Day, making them a stronger, scarier faction on Monday Night Raw like they keep saying they are. They run Monday Night Raw. I ain't seen that, but they claim that they do. But if they had 4 titles, including Dom's mega championship, then we're talking. And then that, like you said, could have been our catalyst for Paige versus Liv Morgan. And I'm not saying we need to run that till SummerSlam. I'm saying that could have just been fun at Clash. And then maybe after Clash, we get Stephanie Vaquer returning, and then you do your Stephanie Vaquer feud. But right now, it seems like they are just hell-bent on keeping Liv Morgan in stasis, in triple threat stance, just waiting for this feud that she has no control over until all the rehab is done, which is the same freaking thing that happened in her last championship reign, and that is such a bummer.
Well, they didn't learn their lesson from Io Sky either. Io Sky had the title, did nothing with it.
Okay, but that was just negligence. At least here, not defending it, but at least here they're waiting for something, But Io Sky, what are we doing? She's there. She has nothing. We're not waiting for somebody to come back from injury, use her. That was just pure straight up negligence. Similar negligence with Jade Cargill in her first 100 days where they didn't use her. This, I get their mentality. I'm just saying it's wrong. You don't have to exclusively wait for that opponent that you're waiting for. Go do something in the meantime.
Isn't it crazy that the most active titles in the WWE is the IC men's title and the women's tag title?
Yeah.
I feel like those are the ones
IC makes sense. It's supposed to be the workhorse. I get it. women's, it's a little bit odd. Like, you have two supposed to be mid-card, workhorse titles that you're not using. And, I get it. You put time and effort, as you said, investments into the tag team championships. You don't want to see those investments go by the wayside, but like, no one's telling you to go by the wayside with them.
It's just the easiest way to have the most women involved in your match. I mean, I'm glad we're gone from the days where they would have 5 women, 10 women matches on a random show on a Monday night right before the main event. I'm glad we're away from that. But the thing about it is, I think what you said it best is that there's bigger. It's like you're going for the fruit on the floor, and when you could just put some effort, you could get something delicious and ripe at the top.
Delicious and ripe and ready to be plucked. Have you had the, believe it or not, a lot of people have not, but have you had the pleasure of eating fruit from a tree?
We had a lemon tree in my house in California, so that was like the closest thing. We had too much lemons, and we just gave them a lot away to the neighborhood. But yeah, there was nothing like having like a fresh lemon.
Yeah,
it's quite delicious.
Growing up in Colombia, we had a mango tree, so that was sweet. That was awesome.
Bing, 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 bing. Mango.
I don't know the reference.
I'm just giving you a little, little backtrack to it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Little flair to it, dude.
Dot, that mango tree was awesome. Just wait for
what did you make with it?
I mean,
mango
juice all the time. Mango juice all the time. Just eat. You straight up mango. A common delicacy in Colombia is sour mango, which is great. Ooh. Yeah, you actually eat it while it's green, and you like kind of cut it up into like sticks, and then you put lime and salt on it. It's so sour and good and salty. It's great.
I wonder if in Italy did they get like different type of stadium food? That's what I'd be interested in, because
spaghetti on a stick.
In Texas, you get like a huge glizzy, like a massive glizzy that's the size of a bat.
What do you want the Italian stadium food to be? Okay, so I threw one out there: spaghetti on a stick.
I mean, of course, pizza would be amazing
on a stick,
but I think a cannoli would be amazing.
Ooh,
nice. A little bit of that. Maybe like a little. I know lasagna is not really an Italian thing, though. See, the thing is, like, as an American, a lot of the things. No, I
didn't know that.
I don't think it is. I think it was like that's what I mean. Like, a lot of the things that I know from Italy are like just American.
New York. It's just New York.
Sabaros.
A little bit of gelato. A big old gelato.
Brother, I'm going to tell the people that are traveling. Actually, yes, lasagna originated in Italy during the Middle Ages.
There you go.
Medieval times.
Little lasagna on a stick.
Everything's on a stick with you. The one thing that I want to tell people who are traveling to Italy who never knows, wrestling is cool. We have some vast members here, right?
We have the Italianos watching. Wrestling
Italiano,
is cool.
People coming from a different country. Be careful for the tourist traps with gelato. Brother, one time I was in Rome. I'm out there gallivanting along, look at all the sights. My wifey, at the time, we go into a shop, and they're just throwing all their little extra stuff, wafer cookies, little swiggly straws, like blah, 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 blah. And you know how much both gelatos were?
How much?
American?
Tell me.
$45.
Oh, dog, you guys scammed so hard.
Oh, bro, they charge for every single thing they put in there, dude. Oof. Every single thing. Boom, boom, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. I was like, damn. I took my time with that gelato.
Yeah, man. At that point, you better just like have sex with it in order to make it worth $50.
And also, the most important thing is, those restaurants where the people staying outside with the signs, the restaurant, you see it, and they're like, come on in. Mm-hmm. Try to find different restaurants that don't do that, because that's where the better food is. Right. Because there's another place where there's these famous stairs. It was right next to it in this corner, like no one was around. Best food I had. So good, dude. I love Italy. I want to go back. Dude, there's nothing like walking around and seeing 2,000-year-old buildings.
That's crazy. Sarah wants to do an Italian trip, and I'm down. I am down, dude.
Why don't you go? What are you doing? You reactions don't matter. Go to Clash. Go to Clash.
I mean, I guess I could go to Clash, but like,
Go to Clash. Give her what she wants, Santi.
oh no, I brought up the idea of like, oh, you want to go to Italy? There's a wrestling show, and she's like, no, we're not going for a wrestling show.
Do it. You stay after. I'll take care of the wrestling. Is cool. I'll take care of the.
You just
boys
want
here.
the stream views of mine. You just want my viewers.
Dude, hey, I get double and triple my amount when you're gone, dude.
Oh man. Anyways, let's keep talking here.
I tried, Sarah. I tried.
Did you like what they did with Royce Keys on SmackDown? I kind of dug the approach that they took. Because listen, there's one thing that's a bit of a pet peeve with wrestlers, and that I have, and it's like sometimes they don't match their catchphrase, or their action don't match their catchphrase or the things that they say a lot. And I was starting to see that a lot with Royce Keys. What did he keep saying? People like us, we take what we want. His song says, I'll take everything that I want. We take what we want. We eat everything at the table, right? And I'm like, okay,
I'm
well,
sorry.
like,
I get distracted by that harmonica. It's either that theme. It's either that or the Roseanne theme. You can't tell the difference.
Okay.
Right now, go to your computer, play the Roseanne theme.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to accidentally hit us with copyright. I will not be doing
that. The people online, do it.
Okay.
You tell the difference. You can't tell the difference.
Anyways, he kept saying, I'll take everything that I want, talking about Jacob Fatu.
Taking it all?
Taking it all. And he wasn't doing any of that. But I like that on this episode of SmackDown, it's like, okay, Gunther, you don't want to eat what's in front of you. I'll take it. It's mine. I'll sign the contract, which I actually thought was pretty cool for the Royce Keys character, in a pretty cool way to give us a brand new matchup that we hadn't seen before in Royce Keys versus Gunther.
It's a great match.
My question to you is, as the SmackDown reviewer, do you see legs? Not physical, because the man has tree trunks for legs, but do you see legs on this Royce Keys main event run, or is this Matt Cardona main eventing with Randy Orton type of deal? Like, that's the two extremes. That's the two extremes.
Could you address me as the A Show reviewer for
the A Show reviewer for the A Show, baby, also known as Chamber Daddy? Let me know. What are you thinking, Chamber Daddy?
Mr. Thumbnail.
Mr. Thumbnail.
For one, SmackDown needs this. SmackDown needs new faces, and they need to be in prominent positions. I think a lot of people are kind of lukewarm on Ricky Saints. I'm all in on still on that. But people were still questioning Royce Keys. You got to remember, Royce Keys was gone forever. When he made that debut on Royal Rumble, we're like, where the hell is Royce Keys? Yeah. But then he started to get the podcast thing with What's Your Story? And then they also had the tableaus and the vignettes. And I was like, all right, so far this guy, I guess he just belongs with the mid-card. I mean, he is starting to do some things as being the voice of Jacob Fatu, trying to get him to remember his roots. He is around Jimmy and Jay, like they have those interactions. But for him to step up into the main event and feel like he belongs and actually put on one of those 5-star, like banger matches, like old school, traditional power slam matches, like to see Gunther get ragdoll around was really cool, refreshing on the eyes. It's making me say, at least this guy can go in the main event and wouldn't feel out of place. Like, that's the one thing that you want. Now, Matt Cardona versus Randy Orton, Matt Cardona feels out of place.
Yeah, fish out of water for sure. I think you're making some great points here.
Right, so Randy Orton, is not dumbing down, but he's stepping down from the main event to bully someone on the mid card. Whereas this one is Royce Keys is stepping up to the main card to show that he belongs, and I think he proved that he belonged. And not only that, I think to echo what you said, I think it's much more realistic for wrestlers using logic. There's always times it's like, oh, what, another wrestler can't step in and sign the contract. If no one doesn't want to do it, why not someone else do it? So that was a refreshing thing for Royce to step in there, and then Gunther like get called out on his bluff. And I like that Nick Aldis kind of put that match together. And like I said, great match, great main event. I'm happy that they didn't choke him out.
Yeah, that
was big, and that was a nice little wrinkle when Solo came out. He was going Will, which was his real name. Will, wake up. Get up, sir. And did you see finally? Did you finally see it? Please. Did you finally see Sir Duncan the Tall?
Oh yeah. I'm caught up. I'm freaking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Great adaptation of the first novella.
Hell yeah, dude. The egg, baby. So when Solo Sikoa was pulling the egg and getting up Royce Keys, I thought that was awesome. And I like that it's a natural.
Get up, Sadunk.
Get up, Sirkis! But I like that it actually, transitioned greatly into Solo Sikoa. I like that it transitions right beautifully to Solo Sikoa versus Royce Keys. Now it feels like there is a stronger feud between Solo and Royce that could go further, and I think that's great for Solo Sikoa because that gives him something to do. And then Royce Keys could go up the tower. It basically Royce Keys belongs in the main event, but now he has a proper feud, which is a plus and all around for everybody.
Which is something that's been missing from Oba Femi's ability to continue to move up the ladder, which is a point that I made. I'm like, hey, Royce Keys is now in the ecosystem, and that's important. Now he can have the interactions with all the main eventers and have it make sense and not be like feel like a one-off, or he's just part of the game now. And I think that this was a really great way to not just get his foot in the door, but he's just a player now. He's in here.
And to kind of go back to Ricky Saints, when Ricky stepped up to Cody, you have to meet that halfway to the point where you have to go, oh, they have AEW pass, this and that. But if you're just a brand new wrestling fan watching just the wrestling, and you go, why is this NXT guy stepping up to Cody? And he's challenging him, like, where Ricky, we know, is a main eventer, or he could be one if he's booked correctly. But I don't think that WWE primed him to be believable at this point. Does that make sense?
No, I totally see where you're coming from, and I think you used a great example of like showing, like, if you feel out of place in any capacity, you're not going to stay as a mainstay of the main event, even if you're in a main event, like what we saw recently, for example, with Theory. Right? Theory.
Right.
There's a mismatch there between him and Star Power with Seth Rollins, for example, to the point where everybody wanted Braun Breaker and was bummed out that it wasn't Braun Breaker. Royce Keys and Gunther did not feel like there was this crazy mismatch, which is okay. And if now, as fans now, and I think as fans, if we can believe that there wasn't really like a superstar mismatch between this guy and Gunther, well, then this guy and Cody ain't that far off, so now they can have interactions with one another. If Randy comes back, Royce and Randy could have interactions and not feel out of place. So that's what I mean by, like, now he's in the ecosystem because he's proven that he belonged at least with one of the key players in the ecosystem.
I say this. Montez Ford doesn't really feel out of place with Seth Rollins. Because you go like, ooh, there's a match potential there. But when you see Dawkins comes out and tries to help Seth Rollins, you go, ooh, that feels out of place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it just doesn't, you can't be like, ooh, I can see Dawkins in the main event. Because he hasn't been presented that way.
Sure, I agree. My concern now with Royce Keys, and I think it's a fair one, as interested as I am with him in like what it could lead to him and Solo, him and Tala would probably be a really fun match, which I'm pretty confident it will eventually happen here down the line. What I don't want, brother, is this to last.
The Wyatts?
Yeah, I don't need another Wyatt 6 situation here. I don't think that will be the case because it's a lot more concentrated, because with the Wyatts and MFT, you had like an infinite amount of match combinations that you could have, and they definitely took advantage of that. But here's just Royce Keys. And what? It could be at most Royce Keys versus Tama versus Tala, and then Solo Sikoa. I'm assuming that's a SummerSlam match. I'd say that's big enough for a mid-card SummerSlam match. But like beyond that, I'm just not interested in that, because I don't trust WWE's ability to do long-term booking in the upper mid-card. They've demonstrated time and time again their inability to be able to execute on it.
Compound with that, it's on SmackDown, and they will be going down to 2 hours.
That's a big one, dude. I mean, let's talk about that. Like, there are people that are currently getting TV time on SmackDown that are poised to, unfortunately, lose that ability. So, like, you mentioned Ricky Saints. I think Ricky Saints is on like a bit of a timer right now, and it's to win people over. Because one of the things that I said about Ricky Saints right off the rip is like, this is not a guy that's just going to be given the love and adoration. This is a guy that's going to have to earn it. Not too dissimilar from Carmelo Hayes' journey, almost to a T, right? Carmelo, Cody Rhodes, and after that, kind of just fish out of water, trying to find his way. And what got Carmelo Hayes that respect? That 7-match series against Andrade. Maybe that could be the path here that they do between Ricky Saints and Carmelo Hayes, to help Ricky win the fans over with what he's best at, which is in ring and being charismatic on the mic and working across somebody else that can be charismatic like a Carmelo Hayes could be the best way to allow Ricky to showcase himself as much as possible before it gets to 2 hours. Because if we were to go to 2 hours next week as a thought experiment, Ricky's cooked. I think Ricky's cooked. I think a lot of people are cooked. Like the Kiana James and Julia storyline, I think it's cooked. The U.S. women's title, cooked. Maybe the tag division probably doesn't appear every week. It appears every other week. But Ricky Saints right now is on a bit of a timer, brother. And that timer right now, one of my viewers called it the 2 hour SmackDown Doomsday Clock, because it's going to be Doomsday for a lot of talent. The timer for Ricky is that 2 hour show, the return to 2 hour SmackDown.
Well, the good thing is we have evidence of what it looks like. We have exactly what the playbook is that WWE runs. Is instead of a feud being checked in on every week, it's every 2 weeks. And that's the hard thing, to keep people's attention for 2 weeks at a time. Let's talk about Ricky then, man. Let's go ahead and deep dive into that. You stumbled upon a segment where we're going to check in a little temperature check on all the Post-Mania call-ups. I feel when it comes to Ricky Saints, I think I like what you said. He's someone that he has to earn the love of people. But it's like, for me, the wrestling nuthead, I absolutely love everything that Ricky does.
Sure.
I love that his backstage promos, everything that he says, because everything I think is thought out with Ricky, and everything is done so well. Like that match between Melo and himself, I know it was a little bit, like a little bit of a sloppy Joe, but there was times where it felt like they were really wrestling each other. There were times where Carmelo would do a counter and it looked a little sloppy, but it made sense because Melo would come in and hit the first 48. And that Northern Lights suplex bomb was nasty.
So nasty.
Right?
I thought he died.
I thought he died too. But if you looked in slow motion, he tucked in at the last second. But for me, that was exciting. And that's when I like, okay, I do see the framework for best of 7. But I do think that the WWE kind of did Ricky little. They thought it was a big shoe-in, right? Give him Cody. They have AEW experience. They would be able to kind of capture that magic again. But I don't think it worked like they intended. I think it backfired a little bit between Ricky and Cody. And I think Ricky has he went viral. Let's put this way. It's like a content creator going viral and then realizing that when the Cody is gone, they have to carry it by themselves. And it's like, it's not there. And they have to restart all over again.
So what is the way that we get Ricky to survive the 2 hour apocalypse? Like, what's the play?
United States title, man. The only thing. I mean,
him and Trick would work so well together. They really would.
If Trick Williams is going babyface, which after his appearance he had in South Carolina in his home alma mater with the Gamecocks, I think he's going to do just fine. I mean, shout out to the Cocks. But what I really do feel that I was just funny. I came across one of your little reactions and people reacting to it that you didn't post. Santi doesn't do this anymore, okay? Somebody posted your reaction of that match of The Miz coming out, and you're like, yeah, this is awesome. Miz and Trick would be great. This is a great feud for Miz. And people are like, who would react to The Miz this in 2026? I'm like, what are you people? The Miz is perfect. Like, what are we doing here?
Great follow-up.
It's a great follow-up because he will be the perfect fodder for Trick Williams, and it played off perfectly for him in that crowd. That crowd was the loudest ever at the beginning of SmackDown, and they couldn't really get back to that. So, Ricky Saints, Trick Willie. That's the only play that will keep him in the 2 hours because Trick Williams is so freaking entertaining. And if those two could create viral moments together, not only on the ring, but backstage, I think it would do wonders for Ricky Saints. But where did that leave Melo? Where did that leave Iliad? Right? You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, there's a lot of those questions, right? Like we're talking about that 2 hour doomsday clock, and it's not just pointing at Ricky. It's pointing at a lot of people. Like Carmelo and Ilya for sure are top of mind. Ilya Dragunov especially, like where is he? Where has he been? When is he gonna come back? When he does come back, where are you placing him? The one exciting thing about Ilya Dragunov is that now he's back on the same show as Gunther, and if they can actually give us and run Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov at some point, that could really be a catalyst to wake people up to Ilya Dragunov once again.
Wake me up inside.
Well, wake me up. Oh, I thought we were going to continue. I thought this was going to be a whole duet thing.
I was afraid to hit the high note because Discord wouldn't pick it up. You know
That's true. That's true. It's a great song, man. No
Great
Way
song.
Out 2003 song as well. Fun fact. Anyways, SmackDown reviewer. Let's stick there. You excited for Cody Gunther? Tell me what's the skinny over there on the SmackDown review on Cody versus Gunther.
I think a lot of people are discrediting Cody a lot. Why are you tired of Cody Rhodes? QB1, dude. QB1 works really well against Gunther where he says G. He calls him G. I like this version of Cody. You know what my favorite version of Cody is? Windbreaker Cody.
Windbreaker Cody. Okay. Yeah.
Windbreaker Cody got it. There's a lot of versions. There's Suit Cody, 3-piece suit Cody. There's the ring attire Cody. There's Iron Man Cody.
Sure.
All right, and then there's sleeveless Cody.
Sleeveless
he comes
Cody,
out with the shirt.
Yep.
Cody. Then you have Windbreaker Cody.
And Windbreaker Cody is what does it for you.
And then followed by Suspender Cody.
Suspender
Cody's right there.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
He's in that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, where he's just like enough business, but enough casual at the same time. But it looks like he's here to whoop ass. You know what I mean? But my favorite is Windbreaker Cody. Because there's something about the guy in a windbreaker that just looks clean. And when he's running, he's like,
These are all things that come to my mind too, Sancho.
Yes, I'm glad I'm not alone here. But I think with Gunther and Cody, because Gunther has so much to work with Cody Rhodes, and I think Gunther, him saying anything about his dad will always work. Cody, you're not your father. Like all that works well for me. I eat that up with a spoon. But it also works well for me is that they had a great match before in Champion versus Champion, and it was barely Cody winning with a counter to the roll up, right, where he just rolled back over on his boom and got the 1, 2, 3. So, and that's when he turned him into Shy Gunther.
Oh, that's right. No, he was Shy Gunther before, wasn't he? The whole Damian Priest. Oh, I can't remember the timeline of that. Damian Priest. Yeah, that was lame. God, Shy Gunther hated.
Gunther. So I like it a lot, and I think it at least it stopped with the career killer. That's a plus. No one's really talking about that with Gunther and Cody. So that's a W.
I mean, let's go back to what you said at the beginning, like investing in Gunther. They invested all these careers, but like now the whole career killer thing, like nobody even cares about it. So from an investment standpoint, wouldn't you say that this is to a degree a failed investment? But like there is the sunken cost fallacy. Are you aware what that is? The sunken cost fallacy is where you continue to go down a path of a bad idea because you've already put so much money and effort and time into it. Could this be a sunken cost fallacy where you've put in so many careers into Gunther, so much time into Gunther, where you kind of have no choice but to go the Brock Lesnar route, as you said?
So are you saying that I'm an idiot if I go, I got so much money already and I got to see this through?
To a degree. Yes. That would
I've been there so many times. You're like, I'm just gotta see it through, man.
That happens so many times, bro. It happens to everybody. It's sunken cost, whatever it is that and it doesn't even have to be money, right? Like if you think about like people that refuse to leave certain games, like let's say people that have literal like 4,000 hours into World of Warcraft. There are other RPGs, other MMOs to get into, but sunken cost fallacy says, but like I've already spent so much time and effort and I've gone decades playing this game that it makes no sense for me to play something else when it totally does. But you have that sunken cost fallacy that prevents you from going elsewhere. And I'm wondering if maybe there's a little bit of sunken cost fallacy here with Gunther where they've invested all of these careers that they've killed that they're like, well, we kind of have to keep going with this. Maybe not pull the parachute.
Well, I asked you, like, well, what's the money matches left for Gunther? It's the Ilya Dragunov, right? That's the one that we all want.
That is not I don't think that's a money match. That's a us match. That's a hardcore fan match. But okay, maybe let's define money match before we say that. Like, what is a money match? Is a money match a match we're excited for, or is a money match a match that TKO is willing to have main event a PLE?
I was gonna go with like willing to people buy a ticket to see. Does that make sense?
Okay, all right. All right, so then so sorry, I have to bring it back to the beginning of the pod because you made the argument potentially of Gunther versus Brock being more of a money match in the eyes of TKO than Oba versus Brock. Would you be more willing to buy a ticket for Gunther Brock than you would Oba Brock at this point, having already seen Oba Brock and knowing that retirement has been kind of sullied? What would you be more willing to buy a ticket for? This will help us with the conversation.
No titles on the line?
No titles. Retirement.
Retirement.
Yeah, retirement.
I would be willing to buy a ticket to Gunther versus Brock because the fear that Brock would win out. Based on the rumor that I heard. Does that make sense? And I would hate to see Oba lose.
Oh,
and
you're saying like, the win out, like, not, I don't want to lose till my retirement. Yeah, but that's out the window. He's lost.
No, like he doesn't want to lose at the end of the day, like at his last match.
That was not the rumor. The rumor was he didn't want to lose until his last match. And that's what had a lot of that's so interesting you say that because that's what had a lot of people going into the Oba Brock match at WrestleMania with that fear that sold them on the match. And then when the win actually happened for Oba, it was so shocking and out of this world.
Right.
So I get your mentality, what you're saying there.
I would love to see Brock in Minnesota wrestle the future in Oba, rather than the story of Gunther. Oh, I know I'm contradicting what I said earlier, but I'm saying like
that's Gunther, fine. We're developing.
The Gunther story of putting down the old lion wouldn't hit as hard as the proposed story that we had of Oba on a terror to come back and to beat Brock Lesnar.
Now put yourself in the shoes of TKO. Do you get sold by your sunken cost fallacy? Like, we have to do Gunther. Look at all of the stuff we've already done for Gunther. We literally set him up as the career killer to kill this career here. This is the career to kill. And we've already put in so much time, effort, and money and shows and careers into building this. Are we not going to execute on this sunken cost?
I think based on what they've done, I don't think they're willing to. You know what I mean? I think they got those diamond hands on Gunther being the guy that beats Brock. You can't deny that.
Or Oba.
No, Gunther.
Okay.
Gunther. Like you can't deny that they had that planned out.
They had it for sure.
Like you can't really, if you look at the table and the way they book things, and then say like, oh, okay, how do we get to Gunther and Brock again? Like, or like, how do we get here? This is our destination, Gunther Brock. Do we need to build up Brock to feel bigger? Do we need to give Gunther the title against Cody to make that match bigger? I think those are plays that are totally coded that WWE and TKO can do because we've seen it before. We've seen them do it with Trick and Sammy. How do we make this match bigger at Mania? Give Sammy the title, brother.
True. So are you on the side of things that Gunther actually is a threat here to Cody Rhodes and that this isn't just typical B tier PLE Cody wins LOL type of deal? Because
lol. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think he has to be a threat, dude. He's taken out so many people.
Yeah,
so many people with the sleeper. I don't think anyone has really gotten out of it cleanly. I mean, if you really think about it, look at Roman and Jacob Fatu. When Jacob Fatu gets that Tongan death grip in you, that's supposed to be a wrap. Now, I know Roman got out of it. In my throat tussy there.
Oh, stop it. You did not just call it your throat tussy. Gross.
That's what it looked like you were going for. But
no, man, it's just a good old Tongan death grip.
Jacob Fatu, when Roman got out of it using the ref bump, sure. But I feel when Gunther got you in the sleeper hold after the third time, that's a wrap, right? And I would groan if Cody got out of that. Like,
but you get ready for it, brother. Get ready for it. It's Cody, dude.
He does this. Adrenaline. What would be bigger if Cody like beating Gunther, like him overcoming the sleeper, or Gunther locking in the sleeper and becoming a champion?
Gunther winning is bigger. Cody winning is par for the course. You know, like that's what we expect. There is maybe Randy Orton potentially getting involved. Maybe he costs Cody Rhodes. Not sure. But my question about all of this, like Gunther Cody stuff, the possibility of Gunther winning this title kind of, to me, gets brought into question when you've got two other matches that could potentially be closing over this. I don't see Roman and Fatu not being the closer of Clash in Italy. I absolutely, with Tribal Combat, I absolutely see that closing the entire show. So could we see a place where Gunther wins the title from Cody realistically, not at the end of the show as the main event, like as an opener? Because I have a hard time seeing that.
We could. I mean, Cody has been getting dogged lately, not main eventing. I think you would, considering that they're overseas, I think you would give it to Gunther. Right? You would main event Gunther and Cody for the title. And then you have the Tribal by Combat, whatever.
It's Trial by Combat. No, it's Tribal Combat. Oos. You gotta add oos at the end.
Is that what that's what they have in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I want to trial by 7. Oos. So oos.
I don't know. I think you have that open overseas. If it was in stateside, you would have it flipped the other way around. Because if I think if you have it stateside, I don't think the crowd would be hot for Cody losing and stay hot the whole show. If it happened in the States and Cody lost the opening match, you'd be like, damn. Yeah. But you'd be hyped over there for Gunther winning the opening match.
Yeah, the crowd would stay hot. I think the crowd would stay hot. All right. Speaking of staying hot, let's do a quick temperature check here. We talked about Ricky, so we can kind of leave him out of this. But I'm talking temperature.
What's your thoughts on Ricky? You didn't really.
I mean, I think he's in a tough spot. I'm a huge fan of Ricky Saints, but like, I think it would be irresponsible for me to think that things are going smoothly. He is not somebody that is going to just garner instant reactions. He's going to need to earn them. That's why I was saying, I think, a great program with Carmelo Hayes, maybe followed by a program with Trick Williams. I just hope that WWE gives him the runway and the opportunity to be able to allow his character to breathe on the main roster before calling it quits when we get to 2 hours. That's my concern.
I think it does help when Cody's in your corner.
Sure. Temperature check on some of the Post-Mania call-ups. Let's start with Sol Ruka. So she has not won a match. She lost her two matches, both solid matches, Io Sky and Liv Morgan. She's currently feuding with Becky Lynch. So obviously she's still in a great position, even off back-to-back losses, working with just the biggest names in the industry right now. And she now has a non-title match at Saturday night's main event against Becky Lynch. Well, I'll tell you this. I think the best way for Sol to stay hot is matches and good matches. And I do think that they're doing a good job here. What I will say is on the microphone, when it came to NXT, she could be this character that was like I'm happy to be here, but like, hey, I'll beat you for that title and I'll snatch your soul. That works in NXT because you're on the mic across from other people in developmental. But when you're across the microphone from Liv and from Becky, you're getting overshadowed. Like that last promo with Becky Lynch, it just felt like a Becky Lynch promo featuring Sol Ruka, and Sol Ruka was just there to enjoy a good Becky Lynch promo. So I think they just need to put Sol Ruka in better promo and storytelling positions as opposed to just trying to go bang for bang with very, very experienced and very charismatic women on the microphone that are absolutely hogging the limelight on the microphone when it's them and Sol Ruka.
Well, this is where I think I disagree with you on that. I think her path and trajectory is different. Like, I don't think every wrestler needs to be the absolute, have the repertoire or the banter to be a WWE superstar. Sometimes you can get yourself over with just your in-ring action, the way you perform, and your aura. I think Sol Ruka does have those two things working in her favor, and I kind of like the juxtaposition of Becky Lynch screaming her head off, doing the typical pro wrestling type of promo, and you have the laid-back Sol Ruka just chilling and like just absorbing it all and going back at it with her, but in her own kind of way, more laid-back style. I like the two things, the yin and the yang, and they work really well together. And I think, like you said, Sol Ruka just needs matches. Sol Ruka just needs to impress people with her in-ring ability. That's what got everyone excited for her when she would appear on the main roster every now and then. It's her moveset. It's what she does gets everybody in line and locked in. I think she just needs to shake off this ghost of that first botch that she had. against Becky Lynch in that promo, and just keep having solid matches that go long into multiple segments. I do think the 2 hours will kind of slow down Sol Ruka's rise, but Saturday night's main event, I think it's going to be another showcase for her. She's already done well at Saturday's main event, beat Bayley. This is going to be pretty good for Salute. This is going to be pretty good for Sol Ruka, but I'm not worried at all about Sol Ruka's performances in terms of her promos, because I've always felt that her in-ring would be the thing that carry her. That's the thing that that the Baileys and Lyras are not going to necessarily match her
Looney Lyra?
Her draw, you know?
No, I feel you. I do think I'm still on the warm temperature check with Sol Ruka.
Question. Do you buy tickets to see wrestlers wrestle or like cut a promo? Like, is it, or like you need to have both for you?
I prefer wrestling. That's me. I prefer the wrestling aspect.
Especially when you go to a show.
Yeah, when I go to the show, I prefer the wrestling aspect, because I always remember that like promos are more so geared for the people watching at home than they are for the people watching in the live arena. The thing that I think is just a different, unique experience for those in the live arena is the wrestling, not the promos. That's me.
Is that why you like go to more PLEs than weekly television?
Yes. Yeah, and why I plan on going to house shows, because they're coming back. Because that's all wrestling. I prefer the wrestling over the promos all day.
So that's what I mean when it comes to Sol Ruka
Live.
In terms of a temperature check. I feel that Sol Ruka is going to be just fine, because she's going to get those reactions from the crowd. And the thing is that she just has to withstand like the internet judging every single promo thing.
Sure.
How she says it, you know.
Joe Hendry temperature check, getting pretty like consistent timing on Monday Night Raw, working with some big names, kind of adjacent to Seth Rollins, but not like totally there. Seth Rollins did kind of bury him. Who even are you? When they first interacted. He's got the thing with Logan Paul, which I think, you know, it's good, but I think it has a ceiling that is pretty close to reaching it already. You know, like he's already kind of milking the same song over and over again. I'm not as optimistic about Joe Hendry as I am about some of the other names like Sol Ruka that we've talked about. I have a hard time seeing how Joe Hendry has long-term success right now with the way that he's being used on Monday Night Raw. I don't see it right now. I'm about neutral temperature right now with Joe Hendry, leaning towards a little bit cold.
I think it's because like they didn't strike when the iron was hot with Joe.
Oh, you know what it is for me?
What is it?
Them not bringing the gimmick of say his name and he appears.
I think
as silly as that is, the fact that people are just willy-nilly saying Joe Hendry's name in backstage conversations, that the Vision is saying, because what was cool in NXT and in TNA is like if people had beef with Joe Hendry and it was like a group or a faction, and if one guy went to go say that damn Joe, don't say his name, they sell it, right? But here on the main roster, they didn't bring that over, which means that now his only shtick. Because Joe Hendry is a shticky kind of character. He's got his shticks, his gimmicks that work all put together. Right now, his only shtick is the music. But had he had the music and the appears when you say his name, it adds more to the ridiculousness of Joe Hendry. You know, appearing in locker rooms, in freaking refrigerators, all that stuff is gone. Which I do think damages the Joe Hendry that people were more excited to see upon his call-up.
Curse. You can't have silly too much, man. Danhausen eats up all that silliness. You have Danhausen out there doing a layer and cloning somebody again, has a cadaver in his layer, right? So you can't have another entity on the other show be just as silly as him, popping out of random places like a refrigerator, popping out of walls and things like that. Like, I think that WWE has maximized its silly factor with Danhausen. And maybe
you think they're like, Your Honor, I do declare we are maximized at our silly factor. There is no way, Your Honor, to safely increase the silly factor without getting a little bit too rambunctious and silly here.
But I agree with you because what's the end play with Logan Paul? Fire Logan Paul. Logan Paul getting fired,
Yeah,
right? For him to
which
get his
isn't going to
way,
happen. Yeah.
which is not going to happen. And you can't fire me. No one can fire me. You're just a general manager. You can't do anything. You have no power here. But I do feel like Joe Henry, when I got a little taste of him on the main roster, I'm like, okay, it feels like with the TKO releases, and a lot of my thing is not about Joe Henry. I like Joe Henry. I just feel with TKO, I don't know if they have patience for him to turn it around. I think he has like a year at least for TKO to find something for him to do that sticks that well. But I always said like Joe Henry's going to be fine wherever he goes. He connects with every promotion, every crowd that he's in. I mean, they're still singing the song very loud and it's catchy as mess. But at the end of the day, when it comes to WWE, you got to have some wrestling and get some feuds going for you. And he's going to feel like, you know what he feels like? He feels like what LA Knight is in that feud. Like, oh, you're here to be a body, to fill out the team, the 6-man.
Yeah.
And I don't know about it. Just doesn't hit like I said, they should have struck when the iron was hot. He had that he was doing such viral things in TNA, and that took a long time. He took a detour in NXT. I think he could have just hit the main roster after his match at Mania against Randy Orton in 41.
So are you with me, kind of like cool waters here with Joe? Not so hot?
For Joe, I feel that the water is running out faster than.
Damn.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's why I said there's a year for it, but it's not because of anything that Joe does. It's because they're taking away a lot that what makes Joe Henry freaking Joe Henry.
Blake Monroe, kind of tough to review, but like I do think we're running out of runway for the previews.
She had a dark match.
Yeah, that sucks.
With Jordan Grace. Where's Jordan Grace? I'm glad she came back from injury.
Yeah, that sucks ass. Like, you're teasing somebody. You should keep them off of TV until the tease is over.
Here's what it is. It's the Chelsea Green. Because Chelsea Green's doing what you thought Blake Monroe would be doing.
100%.
Buddy with Tiffy.
Yes.
And you're like, wait a minute. Why are you trying to be infatuated with Tiffy? And then that's what Blake's supposed to do. So I have no idea. You know what? It feels like to me, and I don't want it to be this way, because like when Dijak was announced to be on Monday Night Raw and like Dijak just never showed up, I just feel like they just don't know where to put Blake specifically. Like, they don't know exactly where to put her. And I think with that, they're just stalling. She's like flying in the air, waiting to land. And I think she might I don't think she'll run out of gas because she's just such a talented person. But I feel that the impact won't be as great if she just randomly showed up and we're like, well, wait, what are you doing here? Type of thing. I'm hoping it sets up something strong. But the thing is, with SmackDown, there is no entry point for a new women's wrestler that is not involved with Fatal Influence, that's not involved in Rhea Ripley's world, and is not involved with Tiffany Stratton.
I'm with you there. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a, we'll wait, TBA in terms of the temperature check, but it is interesting that like, I'm with you. I'm like, where do you put her right now?
You ever like ordered something from overseas and it's taken forever, and you're like, at this point, you're not gonna get it, but it's like stuck somewhere on your little track. You're like, man, what's up with that?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Just put it on the truck and send it over. Hey,
it says it's out for delivery, but where is it?
You're right. And then sometimes you kind of lose excitement by the time you get it.
Yeah. It's like when someone sends you something for a present, and then you have to pay that.
You have to pay $200 just to receive a meme. Very well done.
You look at it right now. Yeah, you look at it. Don't you feel something when you look at it?
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't make you look like a grown up that you have a painting in your room?
A painting of Cena? I guess it would have been better having a painting of Cena when I was clapping cheeks in college instead of the hustle, loyalty, respect poster, right? The ladies would have been like, a man of taste.
He's cultured. He's cultured.
Ethan Page, red hot, right? Ethan Page is cooking right now. He is the one that they have deployed perfectly to the point where Sancho, I think he's main eventing Saturday night's main event, which is, I think, over
crazy. Let me see.
Over what? Look at that card. Over what?
I'm gonna look at my X account because I tweeted out the card.
Oh,
It's a
God.
shame that you're no longer following me on X because I've had a couple of bangers. I had a couple of bangers. One of my great bangers is talking about how Close Your Eyes, Undertaker, when Grande Americanos are coming out. You know what I mean? You don't want to see what's about to happen to your beautiful program that you wrote in AAA. One of my crazy things that I tweeted out is the crowd cheered OG Trio and didn't pop for El Grande Americanos Trio. What? Why? So confusing. Banger of a tweet. And then someone replied, same reason Brett only got cheered in Canada in 97. I'm like, no, Brett wasn't booked to be a heel as like Grande was. I hate when people make that argument. It's because in here, the United States, they're heels, and then in Mexico, they're baby faces. It's just like Bret Hart. No. They're making Grande purposely a heel in the United States, and it makes no sense. That's a great tweet. You missed out. What else, Santi? Hopefully one day you just stop and follow me, so I don't have to keep doing this every time. Here it is. You have the Paige Brie Bella and
Not
the
main
Irresistible
eventing.
Force. Do you know what the name of Paige and Brie is?
Scream mode.
That's not a good shirt.
Terrible. That's good. A shirt, actually. I like it.
It is a shirt. You want to buy it?
I kind of want to buy Scream mode. Yeah.
Look it up. How much is it? Well, I'll read the rest of the card. Look it up. Scream
All right.
mode. Then you have Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss going up against Jade Cargill's in the Baddies.
That's not main eventing.
But that's like it blows my mind that we could not get that with Fatal Influence
I agree.
at the PLE.
Oh yeah, I see the Scream mode shirt.
How much is it?
It is $48.99 Canadian. So that's about, I think that's $39.99 US.
Damn. It has the Scream in purple and the mode in red, right?
Yes, yeah.
What's on the back? I'm curious.
On the back, it's nothing. It's just blank.
If you ever gave me your $1,000 card like you do other people besides your own co-host and your own friend, I'll get you that shirt.
All right, okay.
Scream mode. And then you have the Street Profits and the Vision going for the tag team titles.
No, that doesn't main event. So,
and
I mean,
Becky Lynch
with no title on the line, dude. It's Penta Ethan. Penta's on the poster too, which is pretty sweet. Like for Ethan, absolutely, and for Penta for sure. That they're getting to main event. A weak card, but it's still the main event of a premium show. Good for them, absolutely. And that Ethan interview with Michael Cole, I thought was fantastic. The last Ethan promo where he's gaslighting Rusev, I thought was hilarious. His matches so far have been good. They've deployed this guy perfectly. And listen, I'm just saying, it took him 40 days to win the NXT Championship from signing to winning that championship. This Saturday night's main event will be like 37 days into his main roster call-up. I don't think it's impossible that he wins. I think he could be our next IC champion.
And he wants to change the title name to what?
The Ethan Page Championship.
Which he did before. He changed the NA title to the Canadian one, right?
Canadian Championship, that's right. Yeah. So, I mean, I think Ethan is red hot right now, deployed perfectly. What do you think?
I agree, and I think that's another like checkbox to have you being interviewed by Michael Cole.
Yes.
And he called him Mike.
Michael
Cole's pissed. He's like, he called me Mike. I think like Ethan Page just shows you if you introduce somebody where they, like we talked about, where Blake Monroe, where can you land her? Ethan Page, they landed it. Like they had a position for him to fill. And I feel that when you look at Ricky Saints, it's like there isn't a position for him to fill in SmackDown. And the same thing for Joe Hendry. There isn't a position for him to fill on Monday Night Raw. Ethan Page, there was a position for him to fill, and that's the mid card. And I think it works for him as well is that he has ties with AAA, him going down there, and that's going to further, because he could, dude, if he wins against Penta, he's showing up at AAA with that title.
Oh, yeah. Oh dude, that'd be huge. That'd be nasty heel move.
Yeah, dude.
All right, Fatal Influence. I'll let you take this one. What are you thinking so far?
As somebody that didn't know who they were before, that didn't really watch NXT, I only got a little bit of them at Evolution. I do feel like this was solid. And I am worried, though, a little bit concerned that they haven't really bought in fully to them, where they kind of lean
fans
into
or TKO?
TKO.
Okay.
Fans are all about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We love it. And I know that the rumors that TKO has adjusted their whatever into being featured more, but that was a concern. Like, why didn't you just see immediately day one that this was working and just go all in on it rather than like, oh, we're going to have them appear and they're going to cut a promo going, we're going after gold and this, and then they don't do anything that whole entire SmackDown. I think like them not being on the PLE kind of hurt their momentum to being, like you said, white hot like Ethan Page. But I am concerned because Jade, Michin, and BFAB are the other heel faction. And at what point are you going to have that 2 hours of fill where you have another 3-women trio faction? And where are they going to go? Are they going to go back to this? The obvious thing I would say is give them the women's titles and they could float between Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and be perfect for them.
Yeah, I agree. And like they could be used as a great vehicle to maybe you got Jade and her group as the big bad faction of the main event. Maybe they become the big bad faction of the mid-card tag titles, women's US. That could work. I do think that there is room for both of them on SmackDown, but not room for both of them in the same program. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they can both be in the same division in the same main event. I just don't think that works. I really, really don't.
And that's why they got booted out when Rhea Ripley and when Jade came back. They're no longer feuding with Rhea because Jade is.
I mean, and I hope that, that story is real, that like they're recognizing, okay, we weren't expecting this type of excitement and hype and crowd reaction for Fatal Influence. Yeah, let's pivot. Let's do something else here. And hopefully it's for the best. We've already talked about Ricky Saints, so we're not going to talk about him.
Yeah, but I would say, though, I do like Jade's baddies still. They look great when they're all dressed in red, right? Right? They feel right. Right?
No, here's the thing. They don't feel bad. It's just that we've now experienced a group that feels great together. And now that we've seen Fatal Influence and we've seen what a heel faction, what kind of heat they're supposed to generate, how they're supposed to bounce off of the baby faces the way that they have, because Fallon and Lainey Reed, even though they're very clearly the supporting cast, they play the role really, really well. I don't mind Jade and the baddies. I just like Fatal Influence more.
So, since we're here and we went over the card, quick predictions, Papa.
Sure, let's do it.
Predictions.
All right, hit me with the matches. You said you had them.
All right. We have Irresistible Forces versus Paige and Brie Bella.
I think Paige and Brie win that.
Ooh.
I don't love it, but like I do. I do think they win. I actually, I don't know. Can I say I don't care? I kind of don't care.
You could say that.
Yeah,
you could say that.
I'll go with Paige and Brie retaining.
I'll go with the Irresistible Forces because I do think they have bigger plans for Paige. Up next, the 6-women tag team match: Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss versus Jade's baddies and Jade.
Yeah, I'll go with the heels there. I think
really,
I think the story here is going to be one team is united and the other team isn't. There is beef between Charlotte and Rhea, and Alexa's going to spend the whole match trying to keep them together. It's going to implode. And off the back of this win is how you justify Jade getting her rematch at Clash in Italy.
I would like to piggyback to that is, yes, I agreed to that finish, but I would like to eventually end up a triple threat between Charlotte, Rhea, and Jade.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's a SummerSlam match. That's huge. Absolutely. Perfect. Or maybe if they run Evolution, that'd be sick for Evolution as well.
It's a mystery. Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca.
The fact
you gotta go Soul, right?
Yeah, you got to go Soul purely because they made this non-title. I think the idea is she wins this and then she earns a title match, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it happens at Clash. Do you think?
No, I don't think it happens at Clash either. I could see that being a Night of Champions. Yeah, Night of Champions. Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have the Street Profits versus the Vision for the World Tag Team Championship, which are the Raw titles.
I guess I'll go with the Vision there for a couple of reasons. That could be the return of Bronson Reed, and I think that the divide of the Street Profits, the Oz. I think the divide of the Street Profits and not listening to Seth Rollins and losing to a numbers game is what's going to be the catalyst for them to eventually align with Rollins.
If you had a dinner plan, who would you eat dinner with out of the Vision? If they only gave you one.
I think probably Logan. I think that'd be a fun dinner.
You would.
Yeah. What the
Penta and Ethan Page. We kind of already hinted at it.
I think Ethan. I think Ethan wins,
Clean?
brother.
Clean or dirty?
Oh, dirty, bro. It's gonna be dirty, nasty, disgusting, all kinds of vile and gross.
I think you get a kind of like a reveal that Ethan Page is like always a plan B type of situation where he has someone help him. I don't think it's Rusev though. I think he will have a match against Rusev after he becomes the IC title. But I do see maybe someone from like Triple A, something like that, something to keep that program going down in Mexico.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'll go with Ethan. I think they should pull the trigger on it. He's hot right now. Although I do love the idea of Penta maybe even carrying this thing into Triple Mania, defending it at Triple Mania, or maybe he gets a crack at it at Triple Mania.
That's what I'm saying. Like whatever the fallout would be the catalyst right here to lead us into Triple Mania. Because remember, that bad boy, dos noches, my friend. Dos
noches.
Because Triple Mania es dos
noches. It's so cringe.
Hey, shout out to my boy Ray Phoenix, dude. Gets a pound his back by Nick Owens. Hey, we really appreciate what you did down there, Triple I.
Dude, it was a really good match with Laredo, and now they've got a good program, dude. This weekend, we get the rematch, Laredo and Phoenix. It's gonna be great.
And then you have him go to Sammy. Sammy, what's wrong with you, man? You're not the same, amigo. You're not the same.
Anymore.
And then say, dog, hey, my boy Sami Zayn, man, the real ride or die out there. Sami Zayn.
I love this storyline, man. I love what they're doing with Sammy. I really do. I think it's working. This is the most interesting that he's been in a long, long time.
Okay, last thing before we go to New Heat order. What is Danhausen cooking?
It's the gingerbread.
Do you smell? Man. If you smell what Danhausen is cooking.
I mean, I think it's the return of the gingerbread man.
Oh my God. I hear rumors that Baron Corbin's might be coming back.
You think he's going to be in the gingerbread man outfit?
That'd be cool because he's tall.
Would it be cool?
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be a fun. I think it'd be, look, one, great for Baron Corbin to get to be back in WWE and then being revealed as the gingerbread man would be a really fun little turn. And damn, dude, can you imagine that gingerbread man hitting a deep six? And then they hit the days. Oh.
Stop it. No.
Come on, dude. You know, you missed a good old deep six. Come on.
I'll show you
dude.
a deep six.
Yeah, I'll show you a deep eight. But look at it, dude.
I doubt it's a deep eight. No one's buying that.
Yeah, depends where you start to measure. The end of days, brother. The end of days of the gingerbread man hitting the end of days. You know how it goes like, boop, and then look, and then leaves down, and then bam! Oh,
yeah. Okay.
I'm hyped.
Anyways, shall we get into New Heat order then?
Yeah, the people demanded this. By the way, hey, don't leave.
Don't leave. Don't, you demanded it, so you have to stay for it.
Are you the guy that waves down the waitress or waiter? Do you go like this? If you feel like it's been too long? Oh, I knew it, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's me, bro.
You do this.
Yeah, I'll also be the one that just goes up to them.
Damn.
Because like that's the visual signal to tell everybody in the restaurant this is terrible service. I had to go up to you. I'll do it. I will.
Can we get some refills, please?
Dude, that's me. That's me.
We're ready to order.
That's me, man. I will. Dude, you hate me, but you love to be with me because I get a service.
I'm the guy that goes, I'm going to order everything. I go, hey, I know exactly what we're running into. Let's get our order right now. We're getting it in right now. We're not going to see this person for a while. That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Efficiency.
That's me. Efficiency.
I'm a shame them until they help us.
Until they spit in your food. Number 11, Danhausen. By the way, the New Heat order is the fun, the vibe, the buzz, the thing that we're excited that gets us to click on weekly television to get us to sit down and tune in for another episode of WWE. Number 10, Danhausen. No, number 11, Danhausen, as always.
He's always on the list. No
Always on the
points
list.
towards the Goose Lesnar's list, but
We don't
here's
want to
number
get
11.
don't want to get cursed.
Yeah, we ain't trying to get cursed. Number 1, Lesnar.
Number 1, Brock Lesnar. Yep. Number 2.
I mean, Jacob Fatu, maybe? Jacob Fatu, Roman, they had some good
We
stuff.
didn't really talk about that today, though. Roman being, getting in the ropes, looking like a little Jesus, beating up with the super kicks. It's the same thing that happened in the Bible, by the way. You got put in the cross and then just super kicked and Superman punched.
You hate it. Yeah, wasn't it crazy when the Romans put the Tongan death grip on Jesus?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's his name.
Then he came back. With the run insane. Number 3. Adrenaline. Number 3.
Wait, did we do 2 Roman or Fatu?
No, I put Fatu.
Okay. Maybe here, maybe 3 Roman?
What about Seth Rollins?
Ugh, no.
No?
What a weak ass episode from Seth.
What about Braun Breaker?
Nah, also weak. That was stupid, by the way. Hey, what? I want to be in this match. No, because now you can master strategize because you'll know where he's gonna be and why his hands are handcuffed. Okay, so the plan was wait for the match to end and come out like way later. What a stupid plan. Stupid way to end the show.
Okay.
Maybe Oba here.
Sure. For the wrong reasons?
It depends on who you ask. I don't think it's for the best reasons, but it's good that Oba has something. You know what I mean? Like they're okay. We got something for Oba.
Trick Willie.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, give me Trick Willie.
Run out there with cocky.
No Javon in his hometown. Instead, a graphic with a fun fact of, did you know Javon is from Greensboro, North Carolina? Hey, you know what would have been a great way to tell us that? With the in-ring announcer telling us that on his way to the ring for a frickin' match. Just saying.
Could have been Stone Cold type of situation. In WrestleMania 40, he had prior commitments. You never know.
Okay.
That's what Stone Cold said. Number 5, any love for Ms. Kit? Any love for Royce Keys?
Yeah, Royce. I think it's Royce here.
I
don't mind putting Gunther and Cody on this list either.
All right. How about Gunther at 6th?
Yeah, I'd say Gunther higher than Cody.
Is it 00 for Gunther?
No, it's not.
You sure?
Positive. You can put that, but that's the guy that sits at the front row, smiling, barely over the barricade. That's Goon. That's the Goon.
Cody Rhodes at 7.
Yeah.
You know who I miss in these days? Kevin Owens.
I miss Kevin Owens all day, every day.
Kevin Owens with Danhausen would have been great.
Oh, yes. That would have been awesome.
At number 8, any of the ladies making the list? Io Sky getting married. Shout out to Io Sky.
Shout out to EO. Very evil wedding. I mean, the ladies not really this week.
No love for the ladies.
Rhea wasn't on SmackDown.
Nope.
Liv is doing nothing.
Raquel and Roxy didn't win.
Yeah, I don't think this was a great week for women's wrestling there. What about Tala Tonga's been doing some good stuff. Beat up Shinsuke in the back.
Any love for Damien?
No.
I mean, Tala Tonga did beat up Damien post-match.
Oh, Ethan.
Just for an interview with Michael Cole?
That interview was great, and he's main eventing Saturday nights.
Okay. I'll give you that. Any love for the Grande Americanos?
Yes, but not on Raw. The match was amazing. It really was, but damn it, stop touching it.
Do you know what I felt like? I was like, we have luchadors that could do this kind of match too.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're doing this. Okay, nothing for the Americanos. Anything for... I don't have Roman on this list, by the way. Or Jay or Jimmy.
Yeah, the Usos were pretty good. I mean, you could put the Bloodline. We can cheat. All at 3 of them beat up Jacob Fatu. That was pretty hype.
And number 10, LA Knight?
Yeah. I'll give you LA Knight. He made some buzz just from appearing. I was gonna maybe like throw in like a Finn Balor great street fight, but
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's do that.
okay.
Finn Balor and JD were amazing.
They were.
Hey, can I bring up something?
Hit
Is this
me.
a safe place?
Sure.
There's something about Finn Balor wearing that blue. You know what I mean? It looks great. Got that haircut.
Yeah, clean.
It's a nice
I said it
beard.
on my live stream. Clean cut Finn is the best Finn.
I'm like, damn. Wait a minute.
Handsome man.
Hold up. Babyface Finn Balor. Finn Balor beat both JD and Dominic Mysterio in that street fight. But what I would say about that street fight, it was more of a pro wrestling match than the street fight, and I like that.
I liked it more than the Dom match at WrestleMania with the Demon.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Because you know what? You could have had that same match without the Demon and would have been better.
Yes.
Without the Demon. Because he wouldn't have to do his, instead you could have got this good looking, clean cut, young stud with what? 2% body fat, less than.
Yeah, dude. My man has a 30 pack. Okay, so are we rounding out the top 10 with Finn?
Yeah, I like JD too, but it was the Finn Balor show. All right, here's our top 10. I know I don't have anything to zoom in. Someone's like, we should get a whiteboard. Like, ha ha ha.
We can't afford that.
Number 11, Danhausen. Number 10, Finn Balor. Number 9, Bloodline. Number 8, Ethan Page. Number 7, Cody Rhodes. Number 6, Gunther. Number 5, Royce Keys. Keys, get up, Keys.
Keys.
Number 4, Trick Willie. Number 3, Oba Femi. Number 2, Jacob Fatu. Number 1, Brock Lesnar.
Good. I think that's a pretty solid list all around. General?
Goose Lesnar needs to change his name to Goose Legner.
Nice. Yeah. Well, folks, thank you guys very much for watching and listening to this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. An extra special thank you goes out to our $15 patrons. They are the producers of the show and as such get their names read out here in the credits. So thank you guys for your support. Those shout-outs go towards Pinche Ads Go Away and Never Come Back. Number 1, Santi Slammer, Wepa, that's me. Toasty, Ayo Salguero, Acknowledge the Pressure, Active D4C, Aiko, Abrim Zuda, Alex Regal, Alex, Alfie the Chosen One, Amalek, American Nightmare, Cody Lander, and that's the last bite, Tyler. Andy Valdez, Anthony Blaze, Anthony, Eric's, Ariel Pacheco, Arrogance, Arturo Gonzalez, Ashley, at Backlash, Ozzy Kingslayer, Alwyn Dargan, Avada Wepa, Voldemort Voice, Baby Boy, Bagod, the Tongan Dick Grip, Baldy, B Hostile, Big Cat, Big Max, Blenda, Bluefish, Brad Davis, Braden Primo, Braden Scott, Brandon Barger, Brandon Diamond, Brody Cyphers, Brian Gallardo, Bubba Moore, Bubba the Big Fella, Bunny Swag, Cameron Warren, Cameron Talks WWE, Carlito, CB, Chad, Chance Painter, Chandler Swinford, Chris Butner, Lucas, Chris Kyle, Christian Anderson, Chucky Gonzalez, Clayton Warford, Colby Mayo, Cool Whip Tim, Corey Lyles, Crispy, Krusty Dingleberries, Daily Vlogger, Daily, X Quinfam Vlogs, Damian Martinez, Dan Schuberth, Darth Squiggles, Darth Taters, Death Taxes and Weekly LA Night Botches, Derek Barnhart, D. Lopez, Dominic DeCoco, Drake Hughley, Dylan, Eagle Steve, Eddie Leahy, Egg Toast, El Juan de Americano, El Joshi, Eli Drake is all elite, Erdem Yasichi, Eric Schrader, Eric Ruiz Romero, A Brock got milked, Isach, Go Back to Bed, Uncle Brock, Fletcher Walpole, FMFCMA, Froggy Cam, Foster JK, Freddie Trejo, Freelance Hot Takes, Frenzy Wrestling, Freezer Fugnux, Gavin talks about Gibby, The Pressure, Fresher, Gilbert Deans, Gingerbread Man, got everyone copyrighted, Glass Eater, Godspeed, Goonhausen, Goose Lesnar, Tongan Death Grip, Sancho, because no NN, no new heat order. Wow, dang. Call you out.
My throat tussy.
Stop it. GX Samian Harrison is better. Heath Robertson, Henry Volpel, Hey Shakes, Ian Keltz, Elia Drag Your Nuts, I Magic. Issa says, why is Brock, sexual abuser Lesnar back? It's gonna be Santi Line Rules. It's Mista. It's Astro Kid, Jack Gibley, Jack Harris, Jacob Mueller, Jacob Saffel, Jail Norton, James Armin, Jassiu, Jason Flint, Javier Rodriguez, Javion McDuffie, JC Worley, Jeremiah Alston, Jeremiah Finn, Finley, Jeremiah Kelly, Jahihi Ahihi, Joe Benitez, Joe Exotic, Joe Laterra, Joe Velez, Joey Romig, John Nazi, Jonathan Cox, Johnny Owens, Jordy Marte, Jose Olivares, Joseph Samper, Josue Navarro, Juan Lomelli, Juan Vega, Julian Dean, Juliana Sarfi, Julian Wainwright, Justin Brooks, Justin Perkins, Caleb Martin. Come on, load. Oh, no, it's not loading. There we go. Kevin Bega, Kevin Clark, Kilo, Cody Barker, Christopher Gutierrez, Kyle Hart, Lawrence Richard, Liam, Life of Brian, Lil Shifu, Look, it's Pac-Man, Wepa, Lord Commander of the LA Knights Watch, Luis Jimenez, Luisito El Calvo, Lukester Gaming, 636, Madison Moody.
Me, dude. What's that guy name? The older dude that's like the dad of...
Jor Mormont.
Yeah, it's me, brother. Yeah,
he dies and then he gets killed by Carl fucking Tanner of Flea Bottom. Majed Manny doesn't happen in the books, by the way. He does get killed in a mutiny, but not the Carl Tanner is not a real character in the books. Anyways, Manny Banegas, Mark, Marnie YCSM, Mason, Matthew Oberg, Mossy, Mackay, Micah Davis, Michael Kissel, Michael Morname, Michael III, Miguel Paredes, Minoru Suzuki is goated, Muhammad Albanai. More WSC matches in Patreon, please. Nate Finley, Nemo, N Frenzy, Nicholas Protopapas, Nicholas Kyle, Nicholas M. Daskevich, NyQuil Pad, Noah, Odin Sword, official founding member of Club WWE, Old Man Rican, Oliver Hammonds, Omar Ghazawi, Oren, Notch Mias, Oscar M's, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Pat R, Pat McMark, Frody, Prince Vegeta, Puppet Spanker Johnson, Raiders for Life, Randomly Chosen, Rangadog, Rainier Neko, Reaper God, Red Hot Wepa Peppers, Ricky Dutcher, Rose City Savage, Roy Alexander, Ryan Halberg, Ryan Munez, Ryan Spradley, Riley, Sadie Brings, Salty, Sancho calls Dan Housing at 6:30. Sancho doesn't like donating to charities. Sancho explores Santi's body. Sancho, let me tongue punch your devil's onion ring. Sancho looked a little too happy when Brock was F5ing Oba. Oh, getting called out. Sancho said, are we going to have to remove this ticket of yours? We have to put you back in storage? Careful, Sancho. Careful, Sancho. Sancho said that he'll Tongan death grip Oba Femi. Sancho said Oba should have been squashed by Gingerbread Man. Sancho said Oba, the type of guy to say, geez Louise. Sancho said Oba will fall from grace. Sancho says Oba has a half-inch testicles. Sancho says Oba pees sitting down. Sancho secretly loves Oba's BBC camp. Sancho's baddie with a fatty. Sancho eats poop. Sancho's crusty cuck seat on the Oba train. Sancho is gonna pull Scott Stotts, Santi Weston, Sancho Zab in an alternate universe, Sauce God, Saudi Rig Boog, Savage Field, Sancho Rico, Scott Rico Gaming, SES, Shane, Shannon Bryant, Sean, Sheldon Hickman, Shitstein Nakamura, Sir Goonzalon, Skylar Brashears, Slayer, Smag, Stay True, Sugar Shane, Sugar Malachi, the May community. There's two names of the May community. Anyways, the Patriots own the Chargers. Vanilla Joe Rilla, the LA Knight Mega Glazer, the Final Boss, Bloodline Rules, Tongan Death Grip, Your Wepa, Tongan Dick Grip Match, Tozawa versus Oba Femi, Book of TKO.
People gotta pay for that.
Yeah,
right in there, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's a premium content. Trevor Harder, Trey Hunt, Tristan Repko, Turner Dahl, Ty Jones, Tycho, Tyler Bouchard, Tyler Brand, Tyler Logan, Tyler McGarry, Unknown Zero, Utah Beach, Venom D, Tyler, Verzo, Voidsy, Juan Pablo, Wayne Heiser, Wayne, White Mexican, Why Does Sancho Play Elevator Music in WM Review, William Newton, Zach Smira, Yo Girl Side, York V2, Zach Griffin, Zach Holdwick, Zach Butcher, and Zay2K. Thank you guys for being $15 patrons and supporting the show the way that you are. Thank you guys very much for watching and listening to this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and goodbye, everybody.